Hi, welcome to This and That Homestead. Today we are getting the area prepped so we can bring in a tiller and till up the ground all the way back to here. And all the way over to here. There used to be a garden that went all the way back there and over to the other side, but eventually just made it smaller and put it into the raised beds. I had a garden over at my house also, and when Harvey came through, it flooded. We had several feet of water. It killed out all the fruit trees, pretty much all of them except for the citrus. And the freeze that we had last year killed out the citrus except for, I think I have one lemon tree left and one orange tree and then grapefruit. That's about it. You know, we had to prioritize, and so we had to just not do any gardening and just work on the house. So pretty much everything got overgrown.
We used to save our own seed and grow them year after year, but we don't have that option this year, so we've been looking into other places to get our seeds from.
We lost our seeds to Harvey, and so now we're trying to find heritage seeds.
Finding seeds has proven to be a difficult task. Here's an article about the demand for garden seeds that you might find interesting.
Demand for garden seeds is still high. Experts anticipate more shortages for 2022.
Even things like seeds have been harder to find.
With seed buying spiking as much as 300% in 2020, many varieties were out of stock early in 2021.
National Garden Bureau and All American Selections says 2022 seed orders so far are at least as strong as last year and may rise. And you might not get your seeds as soon as you want. The supply chain has been disrupted everywhere. It's not just seeds coming into the country.
Staples such as peas, beans, and tomatoes and cucumber seeds are always popular, but your favorite varieties might be sold out. Seed companies were swamped in 2021 when the pandemic left them short-staffed and the order rose a whopping 400%. And we all know how the price of living has gone up. Rent, electric, natural gas. We've all seen that there are still shortages in the supermarkets. Here are some articles and pictures that are recent that I found of the empty shelves. And as we all know, that when there are shortages, inflation will skyrocket.
Here's an article on how to navigate rising food prices as inflation surges.
Sticker shock is becoming a regular feature of many consumer grocery store trips. Given it is unlikely to dissipate anytime soon, consumers should evaluate changes to their shopping habits. The Consumer Price Index hit 7% in December, marking its fastest pace since 1982. The increases were broad-based, with the cost of rent and a host of other regular budget items rising fast. Among the largest are refrigerator staples including meat, poultry, fish, and eggs. Those items rose 12.5% over the past year as food distributors and retailers tangle with the supply chain disruptions and rising labor cost. Food prices have been increasing over the past 6 months or so at a rate we haven't seen in decades.
And here's another article. Surging food prices push inflation to 30-year high. Prices have gone up at their fastest rate in nearly 30 years. But there is worse to come, experts have warned. The last time inflation was higher was in March of 1992, when it was 7.1%. As a result, fuel bills could increase by another 50% in the next few months, the energy industry has said. Alarming rise in food banks. At the same time, there are signs that the high cost of food is proving too much for many people.
And these are some of the reasons why we are getting this garden done. We're gonna have us a garden because all the food prices going sky high. It doesn't matter if it's vegetables, pasta, or spaghetti, meat, everything is going high.
And the food that you grow in your own yard has much more flavor than what you buy at the stores. There's just no comparison in the tomatoes.
Can't wait for those green fried tomatoes.
Oh, me either.
Jalapenos and green fried tomatoes. That's my favorite.
And if you have any left over, you can can it.
Yes, we are going to be doing lots of canning. So stay tuned in if you want to see some canning videos.
And garden maintenance.
A lot of garden maintenance. But we're having a hard time finding fertilizer. 12-24-12, we can't find it anywhere. We've been going around everywhere looking for it, and right here's an article that's talking about the shortage on fertilizers. Global nitrogen fertilizer shortage causing farmer frenzy. One that's impacting farmers right now is a lack of nitrogen fertilizer. Nitrogen fertilizer prices started increasing last fall. This is due to a number of factors: supply issues, reduction in production, and the price of natural gas rising, just to name a few. This one is talking about how the fertilizer prices has risen. An end date to higher fertilizer prices is unknown. Due to a 2021 spike in global demand for fertilizer as global supply fell, the price of some crop nutrient jumped as much as 150% year over year. Agri-Food forecast for 2022. Record price increase, fertilizer shortage, declined yields, and labor shortage. Global food prices are now at a record high, according to the Food Price Index. There is a high probability that in 2022 food prices, including vegetables and fruits, will rise even sharper and will set a historical record.
Nitrogen fertilizer shortage leads some central Georgia farmers to get creative. Some countries aren't planning as many exports to the U.S. this year. So we're all going to have to figure out something else to do. If anybody has any ideas, please let us know.
There is a great deal to discuss surrounding the inflation that is ripping through America. However, few people are focused on what inflation means to farmers and those who benefit the most from the harvest. It is no secret that farmers are faced with a fertilizer crisis. Prices for phosphorus-based and potassium-based fertilizers have more than doubled in Kansas, while nitrogen-based fertilizers have more than quadrupled. Fertilizers is vital to feeding not only the country but the world. It contains essential nutrients for the plant life, and without it, American agricultural yields will quickly suffer, as well as food prices in the local grocery stores. There are three main types of fertilizer: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Depending on the crop and soil, a farmer may need one or all three types. The U.S. only makes up for 10% of global fertilizer use, despite producing 35% of its corn and soybeans. 60% of total U.S. ammonia production capacity in Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas. Because of their large reserves of natural gas prices are up more than 150% in North America and are up around 500% in Europe. Since natural gas makes up 70% of the production cost of the ammonia, so follows the price of fertilizer. Many European fertilizer producers have shut down or dramatically increased their price. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified. Thanks for watching.